All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of More Than Muscle. We just finished up at New Tech Gym here in Vegas, here with my brother, Najee, and he is 6 weeks out from his final show of the season. And we have talked a lot in the gym thus far about bodybuilding and your split and all that stuff, but we're gonna take a little bit of a break from that right now, and we're going to talk about something that is outside of that. So I know that you explained a little bit that you had a lot of jobs and stuff in the past. What do you do now? Give me a little bit of your professional background here.
All right, so as of right now, I am a mailman.
Yeah, okay.
I work at the post office, I'm a mailman. So the people that you see in those box trucks, that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
You've been doing that for how long now?
I'm going on like 5 years, actually. 5 years, it'd be in July, actually.
Yeah,
July,
okay.
5 years.
What led you into that? Because I know that you were doing a lot of other stuff before that.
So before I had worked at the post office, I was working in a group home. I was a manager of a group home. And actually I had two jobs at the time. I was a manager of a group home working with adults that had mentally challenged and disabilities.
Okay.
And then I was doing, I worked at the airport on the side. So
Gotcha.
that would be my daytime job, and then I would work the airport at nights. You know, so I was at the airport, I was the baggage guy. So I would be the person throwing the bags in the bin.
You're the guy that everybody likes to get mad at when you get pulled over to the side.
Absolutely. They thought we stole everything. But yeah, I was that guy.
That's a busy freaking schedule too, because you said you were doing the group room. I imagine you were doing that was 40 plus hours a week or something.
Easy.
Yeah,
easy.
And then when were you working at the airport? Nights?
So that one, it worked kind of good with my schedule. It was hectic, but I would only go there like 3 days a week. So I would have like 2 days of working two jobs, and then 1 day, of course, off. So I'll work there 40 hours a week, and then I would just do, 4 hours? Yeah, like 12 hours a week at the other one. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it worked out perfectly though. It was like 8. Well, it was like 8 to like 2, or like 8 to 12, depending on flight schedules, really.
dang.
Yeah, it was busy though.
It's a busy schedule.
Yeah, for sure.
Now this was 5+ years ago. So. And you have two daughters.
I got two daughters, yeah.
This was before you had either of them, right?
So I had my first daughter in the thick of that as well. Yeah.
Oh, really? When you were working both jobs?
When I was working both jobs, and then when it was time for me to take leave, and when I came back to the airport, that's kind of when I was like, I really can't manage both jobs and have a daughter, especially with her being like a newborn. And then my wife getting back into the swing of things and her schedule, so I had to let that one go.
So when you say your wife was getting back in the swing of things, what's that look like for her?
So it's really about getting back to work, because even before she worked at the casino at that time, but even before, like, she stopped working when she was like 6 months into pregnancy, so she still had like 3 months off to get the house ready and stuff. So after we had our daughter, life changed dramatically, and then that's why when I came back to do the first job, I was like, okay, this is cool, but the second one, I'm like, sleep. I barely get sleep with a newborn anyway, so I'm like, no, that's not gonna work.
Like, forget it. It doesn't even matter.
No, not at all. That wasn't working at all.
Okay, and your daughter, this is your oldest, so she's how old?
She's
now?
6.
She's 6. Okay. What was the shift like between, because this is all pre-bodybuilding too.
Pre-bodybuilding, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So are you like working out at all really at this point?
Not at all, bro. Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Like I said, working out background, like I started, when I very first started, I was fresh out of high school. But I had started, and then I had stopped. I had some injuries along the way. But when I had her, I wasn't working out at all. Man, when I say I had my wife's pregnant weight, I definitely did. Yeah,
oh yeah?
For sure.
Okay.
That was like the biggest I've ever been in my life.
Where did you where did you get up to based on?
Man,
I don't know what you weigh now. So,
so right now, bro, I'm hovering around like 160, 165.
Okay, so you're competing at on stage
Right,
at
right,
160.
right. So
You're contest lean at 160.
Yeah, exactly. But then, oh man, bro, I was probably like pushing like 190, 195.
Okay.
So,
all right.
bro, like when I look at the pictures,
But this is not a good 190.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Gotcha.
Not
Because
at all.
190 right now, like that doesn't sound that much
It doesn't
above,
sound
but this is before you've probably built most of the muscle you have.
Exactly. So like, I like to look at it like 190. You know, we just eating whatever. I'm eating whatever she want. I'm eating too.
Really? Okay.
And like I said, man, when I graduated high school, bro, I was like 135, 140. You know, so
Yeah.
I've never seen myself that big.
Did it happen all kind of like all at once at any point, or was it just a very gradual, okay, we're not really paying attention to things?
If I'm honest, bro, I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
I was just trying to satisfy my wife's needs. You know, like, you know, she's pregnant and like, I really can't help her through it. So it's like, this is my part where I feel like I can help you, you know? So,
Oh yeah.
so yeah, we, you know, she was, you know, the baby was growing. I was growing too.
It's not the same quality of growing. It's not the same.
Not at all.
It is a real thing though. Like sympathy
is.
weight is absolutely a thing.
Yeah, and like sometimes, bro, like you don't even know. You know, like I didn't even know. So like, even when I look at the pictures now, I'm like, bro, that is insane. What? No.
It's all perspective though
Yeah.
too, because obviously you've seen your physique now in stage condition, great lighting, pump,
Right.
all that stuff. So
Right.
anything by comparison to that is like, you
Yeah.
know,
no.
a good bit different.
Right.
But it wouldn't have even been that much of a difference if you had never seen yourself, you know,
That's
stage
true.
lean too. So
That's true too.
But your
That's
standards, so this is kind of slowly creeping up as she's getting pregnant and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Okay.
So like when it's time for her to pop, and after the baby was like, I think I had my realization of how big I was, bro, when my daughter was like maybe 6 or 7 months.
I was gonna ask you when your you know, epiphany moment was of, oh, I got to do something about this.
At a time, bro, it's funny because when me and my wife had our first daughter, we used to I had bought a camera, and I was like, man, we're gonna do monthly pictures just to track her progress.
Yeah. And
So-
like, did you post it and everything too?
I didn't post it. Nah.
Just- it was literally just for you guys?
It was for the family, yeah.
Okay.
Her parents, my parents, you know, my siblings, everything like that. So, and I had that realization, and I'm like, what? No way. I gotta go back to the gym. And when I went back to the gym, that's when I kind of transitioned to the post office. And
Yeah.
at the post office, I lost all that weight because I started in the summertime. In Vegas, bro, yeah. I started in summertime in Vegas, bro. Like, it gets hot. August, probably like the hottest month.
You were just sweating it off.
I was sweating it
How
off.
fast did you lose it?
Oh, bro, in like 2 weeks.
No, you're kidding.
Like I swear, like, cause like, bro, when you get like, when you're working in the heat and you just want to get out the heat,
Yeah.
it's like you prioritize getting out the heat than eating. And
Yeah.
you're moving, it's so fast paced, you moving, and you're on a time limit too. So it's like, man, I'm just trying to get done. I'm trying to get out this heat.
Right.
You know, so all you really focus on is staying hydrated, water or Gatorade. So I lost that weight so quick.
Okay, so that very easy then, it seems like. At what point did you decide, so somewhere along the way, it shifted from I need to get in shape to I want to compete?
Yeah, so like I said, I started the post office at 2021, right?
Uh-huh.
I didn't start my first prep until 2023.
Right. Okay.
And like in postal terms, man, or all the people that work at the post office, y'all know, when you go in there and you're a carrier, you start off as a CCA. When you're a CCA, bro, you're like the cleanup crew. You do everything.
Yeah, what does that stand for, CCA?
City carrier assistant.
Okay.
So like you're really assistant to the people that's been there the longest.
Gotcha.
So everything that they don't want to do, we do. You
Sure.
know, so it's like we the cleanup crew. We come in early mornings. We stay very late. So I started then, you know, and you have to be a CCA pretty much normally for like 2 years. I finished my CCA career at 18 months, which a lot of people, I was fortunate, but
Yeah.
that's when, at that time, I became like a regular mail carrier, and that's when my schedule got very consistent.
Okay.
As a CCA,
So before it was all over the place.
It's all over the place. Working 6-7 days a week, maybe 10 to 12 hours a week, and I had no consistency. So in 2023, when I started my first prep, I became a regular, and then I had some consistency, and that's when it kind of took off.
What is taking off? That just means that everything is regular?
So, no, the thought was me being like intentional, because I would work out, but it was like, all right, 3 to 4 times a week, or whenever I could get in.
Yeah.
I was so tired during the week, it was like, all right, I'll just go whenever I could get in.
So the missing piece of the puzzle was like that routine consistency.
Exactly.
So as soon as you slot that in, so then after that you decided, okay, I think I want to do something more with this. Did you ever consider anything other than bodybuilding?
I actually, man, like I said, bro, I've lived a long time. I wanted to, growing up, I wanted to go to the NBA, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the NBA. I was a former basketball player. I would like to say I was pretty nice, but yeah, I was pretty nice. But I had hoop dreams, you know, and after that didn't pan out, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had greatness inside. And at a point in time in my life, it was really just sitting at the wayside. I remember, bro, how bodybuilding crept in. My dad took me to the Olympia, and when I was maybe 23 years old.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and this is when Men's Physique first started. So I think Jeremy Buendia had won 2 titles.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my dad is a very big bodybuilding fan, so he had got tickets and we seen it. So I got pictures with Brandon Hendrickson at that point too.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And Brandon Hendrickson did not look like what he looks like now. B. Henny did not look like that. But when we were there, I was just so in shock by the atmosphere, right? Watching the Men's Physique show, Men's Physique guys. And at that time, bro, they had the Men's Physique show at an expo. So they didn't even have it where they have it like now. It was at an expo.
Yeah, it's not real bodybuilding.
Yeah,
of course.
Exactly. So it was at an expo. So we went to the expo. Of course, it was big, bro.
Yeah.
It was at a convention center. It was big.
Now, you're 23, so when does that make this? Like maybe
9 years. 9
yeah,
years
2016, 2017, somewhere in that kind of range?
Yep, somewhere around there, yep.
Yeah.
And, I remember my dad telling me, like, he's looking at me, and because we lived together, but it was never like that. But when we went there, he seen, like, the excitement on my face, and he was like, "You think you could do that?" I was like...
Really? He just asked you that cold turkey?
Cold turkey, out the blue. I'm watching. He was like, "You think you could do that?" And
what did you say?
I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that one day." He was like, "Man, you could do that. You could do that." And that's kind of what got it firing. So his voice stayed in my head all those years. So when 2023 came around, I heard that voice, like, "You could do it." So, bro, I had a vision, or like a plan, right? And my initial plan, I'm gonna tell you the initial plan. My initial plan was to start competing when I was 35 years old.
Wow.
35 years
So you
old.
were way down the line.
Right, yeah. I'm like,
this is not a 5-year plan, this is a 10-year.
Yeah, bro. So I'm like, man, and my thought process at that time was, I'm gonna start competing at 35. I'll be big enough, and I was like, I'm gonna win. My physique will be ready.
I'm gonna wreck everybody. I'm gonna be the grand champion of the world.
Exactly, and that's what my thought process was. But when 2023 came around and that voice came, and like I said, the consistency was there, I was like, let's try it.
Yeah.
Let's try it. And I think I was, what was that, 23 years ago? I was like 29. Yep, I was 29. I was like, man, let's try it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I tried it then, because if I would have did that, life would be totally different. I probably wouldn't have did it if I stayed that plan, honestly.
Yeah, imagine if you had waited. Imagine if you had waited another 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, especially given all the things that we said in the training session.
Right.
The lessons that you've learned thus far.
Yeah.
The things that you're doing differently.
Yeah.
Just how much you've grown as an athlete. Like, you would be saying no to all of that.
No to all
for
that.
what?
Man, exactly. And then And then it's not even about the age. I know a lot of people get so fixated on numbers, but it's really about the experience. Honestly, when you really boil it down, it's really about your experience.
Yeah.
No one cares about the age, you know. It's your experience and how you look on stage. I could say, oh, 35, I thought those things, but I would have had no experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And who knows if you would have wasted, you know, maybe not wasted, but you would have probably gone a long way down the line and done a lot of things that probably weren't the best.
Exactly.
Because you've probably changed a lot since you first started bodybuilding, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you never would have learned those lessons if you had never prepped at all.
Exactly, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So when you are talking to anyone who's thinking about getting into bodybuilding, or maybe people who are asking you about your journey, do you tell them that story and go, yeah, you should do it?
So this is what I tell people, you know, because, man, like I said, I'm born and raised in Vegas, and we're bred for bodybuilding, but my whole goal is to put emphasis on natural bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And natural bodybuilding really isn't that big here.
Yeah.
Because it's overshadowed by the untested guys, which look great. But my thing is I want to put emphasis on the natural side. Now, when I'm explaining or talking to somebody and they're looking at my journey, right, I just tell them, like, you got a great physique, just try it. Like, you're disciplined already. Just use that discipline in the food area. And that's all it really takes. The food area and the posing. That's it, bro. You already go to the gym. You already go to the gym. So it's really just about putting that energy into these two things. And that's why I tell people, just try it. You know, you never know where your passions lie unless you try it.
Oh yeah, at least give it a go. And I always tell people, give it a go. If you hate it, at least you found out. And then you're not sat in the corner wondering if you should do it or if you shouldn't. You've already given it a try and you go, this is not for me. But there's also a good handful of people where you give it a go and you go, I like this.
Right. And then just think about the story, right, that's being told. This will always be a part of your story.
You're writing dad lore as we speak.
Exactly. Like, you know what? You could tell your kids, you could tell your nieces, your nephew, anybody, younger people who look up to you, man, I did a bodybuilder show. People, yeah, right. And now you got the proof. Like,
That's right.
I did it. And that's just a piece of of your story. So that's why I tell people, just try it. You never know.
Yeah. So promoting natural bodybuilding, specifically in Vegas, thinking back to the Olympia that you went to in 2017, what drew you specifically to natural bodybuilding? Like, why didn't you want to go and be the enhanced guy on the Olympia stage?
First off, I never wanted to be the enhanced guy because I think that it's kind of like instant gratification, right? And I think we're living in a time where most people aren't patient, right? And I'm a very patient person, and I don't know, great things take time. So I never went that route because I understand that or think that people would get you to get on that. And I don't want to be surrounded by people who are trying to influence me to do something I don't want to do. And when you think about the long term, the longevity of it, I don't think that it's safe long term. So natural bodybuilding was like, all right, let's see what natural guys, because I mean, when we look at these untested guys, man, they look crazy.
Of course.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that they don't put the work in, because you got to put the work in, but that's just something I've never want to do at all.
Yeah. So the temptation was never really there, it sounds like.
Yeah, it looked cool, but never.
Yeah, it's almost like when I found out about natural bodybuilding for the first time, it was almost like, oh, that sounds like too good to be true.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all the cool aspects of bodybuilding. Like, yes, you're never going to get quite the same look as like the mass monsters that you see on the Olympia stage. Right. C-Bum or somebody like that, right? But in the same sense, you get to participate in everything that they're doing. You get to live the life. You get to breathe the sport.
Right.
Without so many of the adverse health effects. Like,
exactly.
Are there health effects when you get down to nitty-gritty stage levels? Potentially, yes. But most people bounce back from that.
Absolutely.
You know, they come back in the months to come. The damage that you do, especially when you do it at a really high level on the hand side, for me personally, was never for it. And again, we'll always say people are free to choose
Respect.
what they get to do.
Right.
And I have, immense respect for people that do that.
Respect.
You know?
And it's still a certain level of work that you have to put in, you know?
Absolutely.
You got to put the work in.
Yes.
You can't just,
in some ways, they have more variables that they need to manage than us.
They really do.
Right.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, like they're juggling more. So they're working harder in that regard. You know, like I don't want to be managing all that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, and then the cost.
Yeah, also true. But they're very, very fixated on like one singular goal. So, and I imagine that that's probably part of what drew you to bodybuilding generally as well, because for a long time you were fixated on the goal of making it to the league.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was the whole focus.
Yeah. So like so I'm gonna be honest. When I first was like, all right, when I started looking at shows, the OCB was the first thing that popped up, and then just doing my research, it was kind of like the OCB was like the biggest. And when I'm looking at the physiques, I'm like, dude, these dudes look crazy. Like, and then now my mind goes to like, wow, this is what the natural body could achieve. Let me see, let me try. You know, let me see where my body could go to if I just did that, right? Or put that time in. Yeah, we know what natural is. It does take more time, but let me put my time in and see where it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's always trying to jump to the end of the gun, right? They're trying to figure out, okay, what is the natural limit? Or they're trying to put their numbers into a calculator online or something and think, theoretically, how big can I get? Why don't you just find out? Why don't you go try and see?
Exactly. Right.
You know, I've always said that, where I would much rather hit my head up against the ceiling of my potential than have somebody else dictate to me how far I can go.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm sure that you probably feel a similar way, especially now into this is your second season?
I just ended my rookie season. I just ended my rookie season, and by that I mean I got my pro card in March of
24, right?
No, 25.
Okay.
So I got my pro card in 2025 at the Pot of Gold Championships in Las Vegas. It was March 15th, and then I did my first pro show at the Arizona Scorcher in June of 2025.
Oh wow! I didn't realize that your turnaround was that quick.
Yeah. So the whole idea with that was, let's see how I stack up against the pros.
Right.
You know, while I just want, because everybody who wins it is a champion. Right. So let me see how I stack up against other champions.
That's right.
Before I just shut it down completely. And I know some people have a different perspective, but that was mine. So I'm like, let me see how I stack up against the pros and see how I look like.
By shut it down completely, you mean like pivot to an off season?
Off season,
yeah,
exactly,
okay.
exactly. So that was the mindset. Like, all right, I worked really hard because I did my first show at the Vegas Victory in May of 2024, May 11, 2024.
Okay, gotcha.
And that was my first show ever. So, so after that show, I don't think my posing was good. If I'm just being a critique, you know, like a critic, I'm like, nah, my posing could have been better. I don't think I was prepared in that aspect. I think I had a pretty nice physique, but the guy who beat me, he looked really good. He looked really good, and he had a lot of experience.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I live with those thoughts because I did so well. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna shut it down and I'm gonna grow. And then my thought process after, I'm like, I gotta get a posing coach. And I was like, and mind you, this is when I had my second daughter. So my second daughter was my prep daughter.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure. How old was she when you were in prep?
So she was born, she's going on 3 now. So I started, so I just had her in September of 2023, and I started my first prep in December.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so is she sleeping through the night at this point even? Or?
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
actually,
you got lucky.
Right, yeah. But like I said, our schedule was so consistent, and I say she's my prep baby because she really eats how I eat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. What? She eats so healthy, man. Of course, she's a kid. She likes the snacks, but she likes the good stuff, the avocados and the rice. She loves rice.
Really?
Yes, bro.
Okay.
She loves rice. Like,
You're raising yourself a little bodybuilder.
yeah, right. So, yeah, that's why I say she's my prep baby, man. So she like when I prep, she'll just want what I got, and yeah.
So that brings up an interesting thought. looking further down the line, when your daughters are older and grown and everything, obviously we're joking about raising a little bodybuilder here.
Right.
Would you ever want your daughters to compete?
It really just depends on how serious they were. You know, I know it would take a lot, and I never want to shut them down, right? But just know what you're getting into, and I know that I'm raising them, and they're seeing my journey, and how they look at me is kind of like a superhero, and that's the greatest thing about my journeys this far. You know, my oldest daughter, she goes to school. She's in she just graduated from kindergarten, and she goes and tell her friends at school that
that's awesome.
My dad is a bodybuilder, my dad is this, my daddy is this. You know,
what more could you ask for as a dad?
Right?
Isn't that? I mean, you've done it all.
Right. One day, man, she had came home, and this was like the proudest moment, but very teachable. So she gets home, and my wife tells me that I need to talk to her, which is fine, and because she already talked to her, but she got mad because she told a little boy that her daddy was a bodybuilder, and he said that it wasn't cool, and she was like, my dad is cool. My dad's a bodybuilder. He got big muscles. So I was like, you know what, baby? I was like, I'm proud of you. You know, I'm glad that you see me like that, but everybody isn't gonna like it, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be upset at them. And she was like, okay.
Oh,
yeah. So.
This was your oldest daughter.
Yeah, that's my oldest.
Okay, yeah. So, man, what a time.
Yeah.
That's the types of conversations that I look forward to having eventually.
Oh yeah,
day.
for sure.
You know, because obviously you asked me, oh yeah, do we have kids yet? We're not quite there yet, given that we've only been married for 1.5 years. But you and your wife have been married for, you said, 9 years.
9 years, bro.
9 years, and high school sweethearts.
Yeah, 9 years together for 14. Yeah, for 14.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
How did you guys? Because I know you said that you also went to rival schools.
Oh man.
How did you meet? Did you hate each other initially? Or?
So it's really crazy, and my version of the story looks different from her version of the story.
Okay, well we won't talk about hers.
Okay, yeah.
We're here for
So how I met her initially is, of course, you know, this is when Facebook actually first, I don't want to say started, but got popular. Because at a time where I was in high school, it was Twitter and Facebook. Twitter now called X. Yeah. Very popular. That's what we use. Post MySpace. Yeah. You know about MySpace?
MySpace predates me.
No, okay,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah, so I like knew about it, but I was never. By the time that I was old enough to know what it was already past.
Oh, got you. So yeah, this was like post MySpace. MySpace was the only thing at that time, but this was post MySpace, and Twitter and Facebook were the biggest things. Now, how we got together is one of my good friends at the time. He had went to our rival school, which was Cane Springs. I went to Desert Pines High School. If all my people from Vegas, they know that Desert Pines is on the east side of Las Vegas. Cane Springs is on the north side of Vegas. And at that time, Cane Springs was a place that everybody wanted to go to school. You know, they had the athletics, and everybody pretty much was counting everybody else out, especially our school. But one of my good friends, he went there his freshman year, and then he transferred, but he was good friends with her. And I told him about her, and I'm like, hey, what's up? No, I asked about it, and she was like, no, what's up with him? So after that, I'm like, oh, she liked me? I never thought she liked me. I'm like, yeah.
So you were already looking at her.
Oh yeah, I was definitely looking at her. I'm like, oh yeah. But I was like, oh yeah, I probably don't have a chance, but yeah, she was like, no, I like him. I'm like,
you were like,
me? Right, me? Yeah, right. Yeah, so, you know.
You messing with me?
Right, what? Yeah, right. And then that guy, you know, we began to like get to know each other. And yeah, man, it went from there.
All right, so you meet, start dating after you find out that she is also interested, much to your surprise.
Yeah.
Now, I know that raising your daughters in the faith is a really big, important thing for you as well.
Absolutely.
Were you guys always like born and raised Christians or born and raised in the church?
So I was born and raised Christian. I have a Christian background. But going through, I've had trials and tribulations through life, and a lot of things have changed, especially like with my family dynamic. You know, growing up my mom and my dad were married for 20 years, but when I was, maybe like 10 or 11, they got divorced, and a nasty divorce,
Yeah.
So after that, you know, my mom became a single mom at the time, and I didn't know too much about that. I'm just 11, 12 years old, and my dad's not around. And, you know, so we were going in and out the church. My mom did her best, but yeah, we definitely had a Christian background. Both of my parents, my mom and my dad's side of the family, big time. You know,
Oh, yeah?
Big time, absolutely. His parents, my aunts, both of my aunts, my aunt Willow, she actually has a gospel radio station down in Texas that she owns.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's interesting.
Yes, sir. It's called Beyond the Praise.
Okay.
Beyond the Praise. So whenever you get a chance, check it out. Or if you see it, you know, her name is Willie Mae McIver.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. So both of them have. So it sounds like it's more so on your dad's side.
I would
where
say
he's
so.
like really into it.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So at 11, your parents separate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like pretty good memory of all of this as a kid?
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. We were going to church every Sunday. You know, we were going to church every Sunday, and then, like I said, when that happened, it kind of like stopped, you know, and everything, you know, everything stopped. Like I said, I grew up playing basketball. My foundation is basketball. That's why it's my background. You know, and at that time, bro, basketball had stopped. I was pretty good, you know. I was on a travel basketball team, and our travel basketball team was great. The most notable name on our basketball team, our travel basketball team, was Shabazz Muhammad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so me and him grew up together. His little brother was my age. We were really close. Another notable name that was on my travel basketball team, his name Ronnie Stanley. He actually is a lineman for the Ravens.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. So, and like I said, at that time, everything had kind of just stopped.
Okay, so like life comes to a screeching halt. You're 10 or 11, probably can't even really process what's going on.
Yeah.
What does it feel like when you kind of look back and reflect on it now?
Man, I reflect on it, bro. I say that God really was gracious because he sent people in my path, or he put people in my path that really watched over me. And I only say that because, if I'm honest, bro, my mom, she did the best she could, but the best she could landed us on Section 8. I don't know if you know what Section 8 is, but landed us on Section 8. So we lived in a lot of different projects. And I went to my 6th grade year, I went to a really nice school, and that was a part of the divorce, right? So I didn't get to play basketball that year, but I had moved and I went to Jim Bridger Middle School halfway to my 6th grade year. And then the coach, he was a new coach, and he seen a lot in me. I don't know what he seen in me, but he seen something in me, and I played for him, and he believed in me, and at that point, he gave me everything. Like, he let me play, and that's who was able to put me back on the map, because everybody who knew me up until that point, I just disappeared.
Yeah.
So he gave me a shot my 7th grade year, and everybody was like, "Oh, bro, where you been at? Where?"
How long were you gone for?
So like, well, I didn't play sports. So from
Yeah.
like 5th grade to like 6th grade, they didn't see me. So that's kind of like
so it
2
was like
years.
oh, wow.
Yeah, like 2 years. So like on my travel basketball team, that was like my 5th grade year with those guys. And then 6th grade year, I didn't play.
Gotcha.
And then nobody knew where I was. We didn't have cell phones at the time.
Right.
You know, social media wasn't even a thing at that time.
And
so.
did your coach know why you disappeared?
No.
He didn't know either?
He didn't know. He didn't even ask. But
Yeah.
he learned while I was on the team. You know, my dad wasn't able to come to the games because some legal stuff, you know? So, you know, he asked, you know, and at times I would cry because, man, me and my dad, we're like best friends, you know? And at that time, I had that heart for him still, but I wasn't able to see him.
Sure. What point were you guys splitting time between your mom and your dad throughout all of this? Or
No.
were you pretty much entirely with your mom?
It was the only time we started splitting time was when I was 14.
Okay, so for a few years, it was just your mom.
For a few years, I didn't even get to see my dad.
Wow.
You know, yeah. So I didn't get to see my dad. But like I said, at that time, you know, he got some stuff right, and he was able to get visitation, and that was like around when I was 14.
Okay. Is that when you started to kind of reconcile the relationship? And
I didn't. I really didn't need no reconciliation. I missed him.
As soon as you came back, you were
like, I missed him. Yeah. So I'm like, oh,
I'm so happy you're back.
Man, yeah, I missed him. I couldn't wait to see him. We used to see him on Saturdays. Me and my siblings, because I'm the baby of 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm the baby of 4.
Man.
But it was me and my older 2 siblings, because my oldest sister, she's 9 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she was 20?
Yeah, she was already out the house. Yeah. And then it was my older brother, and then it was my sister. My mom and dad had 2 boys, 2 girls.
So it's like, I mean, each one of you is getting hit at like a different stage in your childhood.
Exactly, and we all got different feelings.
Yeah.
I'm the baby who just wants to see dad.
Yeah, just like, come on. Yeah.
Brother is in a phase where like, Dad, I need you. You know, he's like 16, 17, like, Dad, I need you.
He's about to become a man.
Exactly, Dad, I need you. But at the time, we didn't know why we weren't seeing him.
That's
you know,
so sad.
Yeah, but like I said, everything. But all comes back to say, with my coach, he protected me. You know, he was buying me school clothes.
Wow.
Yeah, he bought me school clothes. He knew my situation. And then we moved because we used to live like walking distance from Jim Bridger Middle School. And we had moved. We had went to a different set of projects, and that was on when I moved to 28th Street, and that was on the east side of Las Vegas. And my zone school was Roy Martin. Now my mom, she was like, shoot, you gonna go there. But he talked to my mom, convinced her like, nah, he can't go there. I want him to stay with me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you know, he convinced my mom, talked to her, and that's when I began to get in the magnet program. Magnet program is like a special program for kids, you know. So that's when I got in the magnet program, but he would pick me up every day for school.
Wow.
Every day for school, because he was a teacher.
And this is all just like in his free time.
In his free time. And that's what I'm saying. Man, he don't know what he did for my life, because, man, without him, man.
Have you kept in contact with him at all?
Absolutely.
You have?
He's like a father figure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was there for a lot of things in my life, you know, when he didn't have to. And at the time, he was still young himself. He was like 24, 25.
Wow.
Exactly. So I'm like...
It's so interesting, too, when you go back and you reflect on it. You're like, I remember what I was like when I was 24 and 25.
Exactly.
And you're like, this is what he was doing at that time?
Yeah, exactly. And he was married, too.
Yeah.
He didn't have kids at the time. And if I'm honest, it was me and another guy he used to pick up every day for school. He was like my best friend at the time. He used to pick us both up from school. And I lived on this side, and the other guy lived on that side, and he lived 35 minutes from me. But he would pick us up every day and make sure we were good.
Now, when you've kept up with them, does he still, is there anyone else that he's done this for?
So I don't think so.
Yeah?
Well, after we went to high school, yeah, well, I wouldn't say pick up, but he's had other kids that he's seen a lot of us in that, you know, that he's helped out. He's a really good guy.
That's really cool.
But he moved to his hometown. He's from Oklahoma.
Okay.
Well, I think he's in Alabama right now. But he doesn't coach boys anymore. He coaches girls.
Sure.
He coaches girls because he has a daughter. And his daughter plays sports really good. You know, he has twin boys that play soccer that are really good too.
I'm sure that's been a fun little connection point as well, now that you both have daughters.
Man, that too, because like I said, he's seen me at every stage of my life as well.
Yeah, now he's seeing everything that you're doing now.
Exactly. And he was like, man, you know, and he's also seeing the other people that I went to school with. You know, everybody that I went to school with isn't doing much, you know, drugs, you know, stuff like that. Life happens, bro. But to see a product of him and somebody he put time into, it's beautiful for him. He like, man, I'm so proud of you, because it could have went the other way, especially coming from where you come from. It could have went the other way.
You ever wonder how your life could have turned out differently if he hadn't believed in you and poured that time into you?
If I'm honest, God would have sent somebody else.
Yeah.
God would have sent somebody else. Yeah, because, and I only say that, and I say that with confidence, God had a specific thing that I needed to do. So I believed that I was gonna be protected. Even, bro, like I was in some really dark areas, but God was gonna send somebody else to protect me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I lean on, for sure.
Yeah. Now, obviously you were in the church, you stopped going for a bit there.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
imagine
sure.
you guys, when did you start going back to church?
So I really got serious about it. So I'm gonna be completely honest and frank. So I've read my Bible. Last year I read the whole entire Bible.
Nice.
Yeah, and I like to say that because I think it's an accomplishment.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, a lot of even pastors and preachers haven't read the whole Bible in its entirety.
Isn't that mind-blowing? But it's true. You're not wrong.
And it's true, you know. So I read the whole Bible, but I was in a phase last year where I was like, I don't need to go to church, right? I don't need to go to church. I'll read my Bible. I got a relationship with God. Blah, 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 right? But it was a point in time this past year, last year, at the end of the year, some things had happened in my life where I was put in the place to where I needed God again. And I needed to be going to church, and God needs to be the whole focus, right?
Yeah.
And I have a different perspective on church now. I know a lot of people feel like that they could do it alone, but God didn't make us to do it alone, go through it alone, right? And the church is a reflection of what heaven is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're all broken, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And we need each other.
And we need each other. You know, we need each other. And this is what it's gonna look like in heaven. You know, so now that part is something that is a must, you know?
Yeah.
It's a must. Like I said, I went a long time without going, and I'm like, nah, I need to go. I need to be there. I need to give God that time. Yeah, bro, I do read my Bible still. And I'm at a point where I'm reading the Bible all over again. And that's a book that I'll read for the rest of my life. That's why I tell people, I'll read this book for the rest of my life.
And you won't even scratch the surface of what you could learn from it.
Exactly. And I like to say this, you know, the Bible never changes. God never changes. We do. We grow, we evolve. So what this scripture means right now, next year it might not mean that. It may have a whole different meaning because I'm going through something else. You know, so that's what I like to say.
Yeah, like something else pops out or something, and it's like we still have that objective truth, you know, like when we go back to, okay, who was the author, what was he writing to, what was the context of the time, you know, we still have that, like, what was he actually saying, what's the meaning here? But sometimes when we're younger on in our faith walk, we don't fully understand everything to it. So there might be even points where you will read something and then you'll go back later after more education and more guidance from whether it might be history or other scripture or your pastors or life, whatever it is.
Exactly.
And then you'll go back to that and you'll go, oh, I was wrong about that.
I was wrong. I was totally wrong. I'm like, what? Oh, wow. That's what I thought. Yikes.
But it's great because, again, you never ever stop learning. with that.
Exactly.
So you're just, it's an infinite, like I can't imagine how many different spiderweb threads there are with just, I mean, the couple times that I've gone through it in the past year or so, there's just so many things where I'm like, oh, I want to go back and study this. I want to dive into this further. And I'm sure that you probably have been feeling the same thing.
Absolutely, bro.
Do you guys have like a dedicated time for you and the family to do that together with your daughters?
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah, what's that look like?
So we do it on Tuesdays and we go to church on Sundays.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing something with my daughter right now is where we're writing every commandment. Yeah, once a week.
Cool.
So we're writing the commandments so she can learn the commandments.
Yeah.
You know, and I need to know what they mean. You know, because it's not just about saying them. I want you to write them, but I also want to teach you them. You know, God said write them on the tablets of your heart, right? So I have to teach you them. How do we learn? Not just by me saying it, right? I want you to live it. If you write it, you're experiencing it, you're living it, and I'm getting to teach you. So that's what me and her are doing as well.
That's cool. Have you just started recently doing that, or are you a couple of weeks into it?
No, so I'm 2 weeks in.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks in. And then another thing, right? Another thing that I have my oldest daughter do, because, you know, my youngest daughter, you know, she's at that curious age. So what I teach my oldest daughter, I make her teach her younger sister.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
even if you don't know, you know what I'm saying, you're still going to be able to teach somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, with that, you're burning it into her brain, because if she understands it well enough to be able to teach it to someone else, that you know that she really actually grasps it, rather than just asking her a question and her just regurgitating back to you the thing that you just told her.
Exactly.
That she's gonna walk away, and 20 minutes later she's not gonna remember anything about it.
Exactly, bro.
Okay,
exactly.
that's a beautiful thing that you're doing there. 7 or 8 more weeks, and then she'll know all the commandments and everything too. Which is, again, probably more than most Christians can even say.
Yeah, especially in the ones her age too.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be miles ahead. Yeah. So with that, with how you steer that in the house, how does your faith then drive your bodybuilding aspirations?
It's everything, bro. I live by God, family, fitness, in that order. Because without God, none of this is possible.
That's right.
You know, and without my family, you know, I'm the head of my family, you know, and they're seeing me do or live out my dream or putting my all into it, but it's spearheaded by God. But I also give time to God and to them as well, you know. So like I said, Dad is a very structured individual, and I think that's what helps with bodybuilding. You know, and that's how God gave me that structure, you know, and that structure helps with bodybuilding.
So now that you've done it, right? You've competed in a show. You can say to your daughters when they're older, even now, I've competed in a bodybuilding show. You got a pro card, all this great stuff. Why continue to push for more?
So it's really just to see where it could take me. See what opportunities come about, see what connections I make in the process, see what community that I build, and to be honest, that's what I'm doing. You never know where your opportunities lie, right? Yeah. You never know who knows who. You never know who somebody might see in you. You never know, you know, but if you don't do it, right, the greatest leaders lead by example. So if you're not doing it, how can you relate? You know, and I'm not saying that you can't, but you have to be credible, but where your credit, you know, so that's why I continue to do it, just to see where I could push myself, but also who I can inspire along the way as well.
Yeah, that's good. It's bigger than just you.
No, definitely.
You know, like definitely. Your answer is not just, I am trying to do this for myself, or I'm trying to make this name for myself, or anything like that. Yeah. Like you talked a lot about the impact that you have on the people around you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
And building a level of credibility so that when you do inspire other people, and maybe they're coming up and they're asking you questions about the process or something, you actually have something to stand on because you've done it.
Exactly.
Right? So I'll ask this to close us up. For those people that you're trying to inspire, the ones that are maybe thinking about competing, what would you tell them to focus on if they're trying to get into bodybuilding?
I would say put more focus on nutrition.
Nutrition?
Yeah, I would say put more focus on nutrition. If you're not tracking, start tracking. It really doesn't matter what you, well, it does matter what you track, but just start tracking what you do, and then set yourself smaller goals and then knock them down. You know, and then get around. If you want to do a bodybuilding show, I would say don't be afraid to reach out. You know, a lot of people, you know, are prideful, bro. And my thing is, where I'm at, bro, ask me questions, reach out. You know, I'll let you in. You know, I'll talk to you. I'm not the guy that's, oh no, you can't. Nah, but reach out, bro. I'll help you for sure. Wherever you want to go.
Yeah. You know. So that applies for those people that are in your immediate circle, and then if there's anybody here who's listening who's not in your immediate circle, I take it your advice would be find someone that you can reach out to?
Yeah, it's always someone, you know. It's always somebody out there. If you don't want to reach out, man, somebody. I would say just reach out to somebody. Don't be afraid to reach out. And even if you get rejected, still don't be afraid to reach out, because that's just one person, you know. So that's what I would say.
So for anyone who doesn't know you, reach out to somebody who you know. If you're in the Vegas area, who do they reach out to?
If you're in the Vegas area and you're trying to compete at a show, Nella is one of the promoters. She promotes 2 shows a year, but she's pretty much at all the shows.
What are the 2 shows?
The 2 shows are September 12th, the OCB Iron Hammer. That's her first show, and the second show is the OCB Showdown, Las Vegas Showdown. And I don't know if you've seen it, but last year, oh man, the competition is really getting better and better. Oh, bro, what? Yeah. The competition is getting very better. She put 2 really pro quality shows on.
Awesome.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. So, and she's really great, honestly. She's trying to, pretty much how we connect is we're aligned, because what she wants, I want. I want to grow natural bodybuilding in Vegas, and she does. Her brand is Nelevation, and I'm actually a brand ambassador of hers. You know,
nice. Yeah.
You know, because I love her whole mission. You know, her mission is to uplift, motivate, and inspire. You know, so and also, bro, like if you win her show, you have a chance to be a brand ambassador. And it's not even about just winning her show. If you do her show, and she's starting to branch out to other shows as well, looking for brand ambassadors just to grow the brand too. And it's also like she's given me a lot of opportunity. And we got some stuff cooking. Like she wanted to branch off into the board short business. I don't know if you've seen, but at the OCB No Gear, we debuted shorts.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So go look back at those, and we debuted shorts that are gonna be coming pretty soon, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a quick little teaser. It's gonna be like the Ice Collection. Well, one of the collections are called the Ice Collections, but we got 3 collections coming out.
That's cool.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so for people who want to compete in Vegas, what's the best way to reach out to her?
Man, you could just hit her up on the OCB Las Vegas page on Instagram. Yep. Or
OCB Las Vegas.
OCB Las Vegas, yeah. Hit her up on there. You know, she's always quick to respond too.
And they can also find the shows that are here in Vegas on ocbonline.com. So if you go over to the events page, scroll down to the amateur section, you can see all the shows that are there in Vegas, and then it'll also have her email there in the details if you have any questions or anything like that.
Exactly.
Anything you want to leave the people with before we sign off?
Man, I just want to leave the people with, you know, anything that you think you could do, you can do it. You know, God gives us all visions, but if he gives you a vision, he's giving you the strength to carry out the mission. You know, so I would say that.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Don't be afraid, guys. All right, guys, thanks for listening in. We'll see you in the next one.